Is this his grand entrance? Are you watching this?
Mr. Chris Harris. How you doing? Anyway, I'm in the car with this bloke. What's your name?
Chris Harris.
Chris Harris. Okay. And what do? You do videos or?
I do videos. In fact, my Twitter handle, which I wrote the first day I was on Twitter, I still keep because I think it's an apt description. Writes and does low rent videos about cars. Look over here, in the distance there. That is Isambard Kingdom Brunel's crowning glory, the Clifton Suspension Bridge. He never lived to see its completion. Then it was at the time the largest single-span suspension bridge in the world. It's an engineering marvel. There's another engineering marvel here in Clifton today. Mazda MX-5. What's it called? The Project what?
Project MX-5.
I'm gonna have a look under this bonnet.
Yeah. Be careful. It's pretty beastly. Wow.
So it's a double overhead camshaft 16-valve engine made by Mazda.
Are you pretty impressed, right?
It's amazing the way it sits there. I mean, it's obviously crucial that you've got that sort of motorsport banding round, that sort of Kevlar stuff round the outside of the headers. I'm sure that really helps. That's just because they leak.
I've brought you a present. Oh, just gonna reach down. We do caps. We do caps. So so let's just do that.
What does HH stand for?
HH?
Yeah.
It's TTL. It's the TTL of throttle.
Is it?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, right. I didn't know that. I mean,
doesn't look too bad.
It's a bit youthful for me.
I think maybe a bit more swag.
Okay.
Yeah.
Stop this. Ask your first question.
Okay, right. First question, right, from me.
Yep.
Do you like my T-shirt?
No.
Yes.
What the hell's that?
Yes.
What's that?
Have you ever watched?
Is he the Gangnam Man?
No, Hangover. Have you ever watched The Hangover?
Yes.
Yeah. So he's the bloke from Hangover.
Oh, is he the one they kidnap?
With the micro penis. What does it take to get off a manufacturer's naughty list? Now you know all about being naughty to manufacturers. What happened a few years ago? You had a bit of a tiff with Ferrari. How are you backing out good books?
I'm amazed at the fact that the Ferrari one is the one people remember, because I've had tiffs with everyone. I've had tiffs with my closest friends, most of my family, and several car manufacturers. What does it take? I think you probably need to have the ability to laugh at yourself and hope that that car manufacturer can laugh at itself.
Yeah.
You have to have the ability to have sensible discussions around why you said and did things. I think you have to have had a vaguely justifiable reason for doing what you did or whatever it was that got you in trouble in the first place.
What did you do?
I just said that I didn't really agree with some of their practices, that's all. And they're a company that's big enough to laugh at me and just say we don't really care about you, but now we seem to coexist quite well. I also think that they make stunning cars at the moment, and I suspect that when they don't make stunning cars again, if that happens again, we'll fall out again. But
what do you think of the wheels?
I think they're actually, it's a good look. It's a good look. Although,
it's a good look from Mr. Chris Harris.
But is it? Do you know why? Because that, to me, if you're being a bit geeky, looks a bit like a Campagnolo from the 70s. Would you agree? If you go and Google Campagnolo and look at some of those beautiful rims they made for Alfas and Fiats, and I suppose some other Italian products as well in the 70s, and it's got that look. I think it's a lovely look. And also, I don't know about you, I'm a big fan of the dished wheel. I think as everyone's gone for these lighter wheels, bigger diameter, and the spokes have been forced out, you've lost that lovely dish, which is just one of the more beautiful things about a wheel.
So you're a fan of Phil's rotor wheels?
Oh, absolutely am. There's an ice cream van there. You didn't buy me an ice cream, wanted an
I'll
ice
buy
cream.
you an ice cream later.
Good.
So we've got Chris Harris on cars. It's kind of a new thing, right?
Well, I suppose it is, as of whenever it was, December time. Needed to do that because I couldn't make it work with my drive pals, who are still my pals, despite what the internet says. So yeah, we had to rethink it. We went down a subs route, and actually Drive is doing well with subs now. The problem I had was that, and I didn't foresee this, was that if you had Musto doing his fantastic big muscle stuff and you have Farah doing his tune stuff, which is equally brilliant, it doesn't really matter how many views those shows get. If the subs are paying for them, the owner of the car that's on tune doesn't really care whether it gets 10,000 or a million views. They're just happy their car's being used properly and portrayed cleverly. Same with the other shows. But my show is a bit bound into numbers, obviously, because I have to fight against you lot and Evo.
You won't win.
And no, I couldn't possibly. Could I? I mean, I wouldn't want to. It's okay. I'll rephrase that. I wouldn't want to take on the Car Throttle. But I think I realised that there was an empirical side to what I did, and if I went to Audi and said, can I come on one of your launches, which is unlikely anyway because it's Audi, they would probably say no, you don't get enough views. I don't quite understand the wheel nuts.
It's just pretty gangster.
But what are they for?
So the wheel nuts, they hold the wheel. They hold the wheels in place. That's what wheel nuts do, Mr. Chris Harris.
I've had some facetiousness this week aimed at me, but that's the best bit I've heard.
Fantastic. I'm glad I could assist. Do you want to have a look in the boot? What have we got coming up then?
You've got the 488 GTB, that's coming up.
Bit of all right.
I can't talk about that.
So it's rubbish.
No, I genuinely would get shot. They've told me I'll get shot. I've signed a piece of paper saying they'll sue me and they'll remove my youngest child's left leg if I disclose any information at all about that car. After that, there's a triple test we're all aiming for, obviously, with 3 hybrid cars. I failed miserably on that.
MX-5?
MX-5 versus MR2 versus Nissan. No, it'd be Nissan 100NX.
Yeah.
As well, yeah.
Oh, no,
big boys. You're
getting my juices flowing. Yeah, MX-5, pretty good car, right?
It's just a
great car, absolutely great car.
It's just an icon.
It's a great car.
It's an icon, and I love the lack of smugness and sort of self-satisfaction that exists in the community of MX-5s as well.
Absolutely.
You know, no one would ever wear a T-shirt that says "I love the MX-5," would they?
No, absolutely not.
Do I really want?
It's just loads of stuff.
Oh, I thought it was going to be a body.
No, there's no body.
That's lovely. So we've got a number plate that doesn't correspond with the number plate that's on the car, so that's more illegality.
Excuse me?
Indicator repeater, or indicator unit, it's very handy. This is one of the most wishful pieces of thinking I've ever seen. So are you concerned that someone might try to steal this vehicle?
Pretty much everyone who looks at this wants a piece of fill, so I need to lock it up tight. I'm actually considering getting one of those big motorbike lock things, and then I can tie fill to a lamppost or so. Good idea?
Yeah, not a bad idea. There's a rug there. It's got unspecified fluid on it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's nice.
Do you shave your head for weight reduction or because you're going bald?
Going bald.
What are your tips for track day beginners?
Track day beginners. First of all, buy a suitable vehicle. The one I'm in might actually be a suitable vehicle.
What, supercar? I mean, I've got exhaust on here. I've got cold air in. What are you doing?
That's supposed to sit between the hard points. I can bend it with my arm.
That's just because you're do you work out?
No. What I would say is it's all about 3 things when you start out. It's all about what you can do behind the wheel, so get tuition. First thing, the operator needs to be quite good. Then it's about tyres, then it's about brakes. The rest of the package just doesn't matter. Don't have any power at all, but don't turn up with normal road brakes and normal street tyres.
What's the least enjoyable car you've ever reviewed?
Oh, that's good. The Alpha 156 GTA was really bad because I expected it to be quite good, because the 156 was disappointing, and then they did a GTA version and I remember thinking, this is it, it's not all about the M3, and I drove it and it was just a bucket of rubbish.
Oh. Was it already rusted? Did it come pre-rusted?
No, but I remember giving it to someone I trust in the motorsport world, who looked underneath the back of it and said that he reckoned the rear suspension arms would take 1 impact and then break.
Muscle or import, and why?
I am a closet JDM fan, but in quite specific areas.
MX-5.
However, Johnny Smith, car pervert, lovely chap, has got a lovely ratty old Charger, and I've been a little bit fascinated by Chargers of late, and I would love a 440 RT. I just think they're cool as you like. So, at the moment, I'm going to go muscle. Do you regret selling the GT3? This is the most cocking, boring question ever.
Shall we move on?
No, we're going to answer this, and this is the full and final answer forevermore until the next person asks me on Twitter tomorrow. There's a bit of me that regrets selling the 4.0 because it would now be worth £150,000 more than when I sold it. That's quite a lot of money, and I, contrary to rumours on the internet, don't have enough money to say no to 150 grand. However, I don't also have enough money to buy cars and keep them. And I view car ownership and this wonderful, exciting, varied world of automotive stuff that we live within as just a series of boxes to tick. And I owned a 4.0 RS, I skidded the hell out of it, I drove it as hard as anyone who owned one of those, I hope, and I loved it. But to move to the next thing that I wanted to do, I needed to sell it. And when I owned a 42 RS, and I made a good sum of money out of the in profit, and I loved it. So actually, 99% of me doesn't regret selling it at all. Ask me if I regret selling my 993 GT2 that's now worth £1 million.
I don't think I need to.
I regret that one.
Grip or drift?
Grip or drift? Both.
No, grip or drift. It doesn't say it or both. Look, you can read it. Grip or drift.
Drift.
How often do you replace your blinker fluid?
I top up my blinker fluids once every 2 weeks. I don't do any car maintenance. I'm really not very good at it at all.
What do you think of my MX-5? This is from definitely not me.
Okay, why didn't you buy an MR2? That's what I want to know.
Because it's MX-5, because pop-up headlights. How many points do you have on your driver's license?
Until right now, none. In about a week's time, I'm going to have 3.
Yeah, high five!
I got done at 1:20 AM on the M4 in those 50 zones that you're going to have on the way back.
Yeah.
56 in a 50. No complaints. My fault. I was speeding.
Why do people call you Monkey? Is it? Hold on. Because you like bananas? You're welcome. See, 2 presents now.
Thought of everything.
Yeah.
Why did you buy me such a small banana? Are you trying to say something?
Well, I kind of thought that you wouldn't like the MX-5, so I didn't want to spend too much money on a banana. So I found the cheapest one I could, and then I haggled, and then I stole it.
Okay. So a banana's priced according to size?
Wait.
Have you guessed the reason?
Is it because you've got long arms?
There was a character on a British situation comedy called Only Fools and Horses that you never saw, but he was always up to no good with Del Boy and doing deals, and he was called Monkey Harris. But you never see him. He features the whole time, and that name came from school, and someone started calling me Monkey Harris, and then after that it became Monkey, and everyone assumed it was because I look a bit chimp-like, but it's not. It's because of Only Fools and Horses.
Do you want the banana?
Yeah, we're not going to eat it now. It'd be undignified.
Okay, because if you don't want it, you can put it back in there, and I'll take it back home.
No.
That's my bulb as well. I'd prefer if you didn't root around through my stuff. Do you have a Car Throttle account, Mr. Chris Harris? Do you?
I don't know. I've got lots of accounts where I've had to go on one time to have a go at someone that's having a go at me, but I don't think I've ever had to do that on Car Throttle, so probably not. Okay. Shall I change that next week?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay.
Otherwise, we're just going to start just a hate community for you, and then you can get an account.
Okay.
But you just sign in through Facebook. It's easy. Even you can do it. If you could pick any one car for the rest of your life, what would it be?
How are you supposed to do that? If I had to have one car, the Lister Costin Coupe, there's only one, would be it. And a very nice man called Frank owns it at the moment. I'm very pleased for him.
Final question.
Yeah.
Do you think you could drift my MX-5? What's going on?
Are they quite slippery tyres?
No, they're
Are they really grippy?
Uniroll Rain Sport 3 tyres.
What does that mean?
It means they're grippy.
Oh, okay.
And they're good in the work.
Is this a standard engine?
Well, it's had a few tweaks, so we're probably rocking. Well, on the dyno, 113.3. I reckon we're up to about 121 now.
And
pretty big time.
What does it weigh?
About 1,000 kilos.
And the differential? Has it got a differential?
No, it's one tyre fire.
One tyre fire, that's a good phrase. No, I couldn't drift your car.
You can't drift my car?
No, an open differential with effectively a sewing machine under the bonnet that does not drifting make.
What did you say? Sewing machine under the bonnet? That is so rude.
No, that's
so incredibly rude.
You've reacted too quickly there, young man. I'm just talking about the mechanical smoothness of this unit. I'm not talking about power. It's just so smooth. It's like a sewing machine. That's the way it's used to describe it.
Yeah, but I've never seen a big, powerful sewing machine. So I think you were quite being rude.
So you've never been to a factory?
No, I haven't. Have you? Why do you go to sewing machine factories? Keep them up, thank you. Are we going to be friends though for life?
Oh, we are.
BFFs? Oh yes. Now, please walk home because you were really rude to Phil. I'm not even going to buy you an ice cream, and that banana's mine. Yeah, bye. See ya.
We're just in the middle of filming here, and who walks in? It's Mr. Tim Burton, aka Shmee. Hi, how you doing?
Hi. I didn't know this was going to be here.
Thoughts?
Do you want the truth?
Just some thoughts.
It's interesting.